me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do eat no money, what people at you eat no at you. Covid money miss away in the your little rat you. Use the youth them money waste and bust a man to statue. Say me like a catch you but bigger than a figure you. Take the skin from money gal and say that is not you. One day the man above him up him a got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen some a fly well like a patu. When singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me
300% raise.
It burn me
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me
I see corruption peace.
It burn me
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
For me say dig up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful men.
Good morning, good morning. I'm already frozen. I hope you can hear me. A bad start with the system here. Give me a check in the comment to let me know what's going on your end, because it is all playing about on my end. So me oh god, hold on yeah, it's all dashing me about let me check the comments. You are loud and clear. Okay, it's all freezing up on everything on my end. The music stopped for a long time. I don't know if you were hearing the music on your end, but it all froze on my end. Good sound system. Sunshine. Abenasa Cody, Country Galley 4, RJ. Morning, all morning. Cousin Marina, Wagwan. Everything is playing up on my end. Sorry about that morning. How you do? It's all wallop on my side of town. God knows what is happening this morning with my devices. But we're going to look at the situation at Happy Grove High School in Portland. And we're also, DT Wagwan, we're also going to go back to the major breaking story, which is the criminality of our Prime Minister. You really could not make it up that twice in an electoral cycle in 2022 and this year, the Prime Minister, your Prime Minister Jamaica, was referred to for prosecution. To put it mildly, that in itself doesn't look good on one's integrity. Prime Minister. But we have questions to ask this morning. But just a little bit of snippet on the international scene. The new Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, has, in its bid to stem the overcrowding in prison, given that they are hastily sentencing a lot of people who were involved in the riots we see throughout the summer in Britain. Keir Starmer is freeing up the prisons. Thousands of prisoners are being let out under an early release scheme. But I have certain issues with that. No sound. Oh, you can hear now, Deb. Okay. This early release scheme, I'm not too quite keen on, in the fact that it is inevitable, to be honest, based on how it is in Britain. Some of these people who have been let out on early release, no doubt, based on the lack of rehabilitation in prisons in Britain, based on the street culture in Britain, the lack of employment, and to do the mishap of the probation system in this. I don't think it is quite much a good idea. This could spark a rise in street crime, a rise in street violence, because people who went to prison have to do with a lot of issues with violent crime. But let's look at a few snippets at the release, and people are literally crowding outside prison gates across the country in quite a party mood, really. Some serenading their relatives and sparkling alcohol. Everything is freezing on me, people. Give me a few.
So you'd rather be in there?
I'm homeless.
So you've come out without anywhere to go, have you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Look, if I was in charge, I'd never done anything like this. It's bonkers. Do you know what I mean? It's like on a bench. Probation never. They're just near the too many people. You know?
How long have you been inside for?
I've been trying 4 months. So I've done, I don't know, under 2 months. You know, but I had a back of sat in there. I'm going to step down. I'm going to be on the bench tonight. You know what I mean? It's, I'm proud, but they do give you a little bit. You feel happy you're getting it. The reality of it sort of sinks in, and in the end you sort of end up just thinking, you know what, you may as well stay here. You know, it's not brilliant in there. I don't want to sound like I want to be in there, but then I come out here, then I go probably drink too much or, you know, whatever, and then I end up back in with more offences. It's like, I'd rather just sat there, you know what I mean? Then it would maybe give probation whoever more time to sort stuff out. But I'm not really holding it against probation stuff. I really would have rather just stayed in that, because
but the fact is that you've got housing, you've got everything sorted out. And most things are sorted out, most things are sorted out. Most things are sorted out. I think that's already, like, yeah. But I'm going
Do you know how many are coming out today?
No.
Some of these people under the early release have serious drug and alcohol problem. Some have well, I'm not sure of probation intervention and everything. Is the right what on me. I can't even fix. But on the international scene, hold on there. still, I don't know what is going on this morning. I really don't know what is going on. Beat and teach. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's George Davis, isn't it? And he works at CVM and Nationwide. Hurry up, Beat and teach, because I want to go loose on some of them this morning. Because I have questions to ask this young man. Talk fast, Beat and teach. Talk fast. Yes, he works at CVM and he does report for Nationwide also, because he is the one who's probing and stratified the whole, what's you call it, IC propaganda. You, Mr. Mandy, the other night, you were asking Dayton Campbell, who in the IC is the People's National Party source? Because how did they know that reports were coming? Yes, you ask. You ask. I want to throw the same question back at you. How did you and Cliff Hughes know the details of the report that is not yet tabled? Do you have a source in the IC or within Parliament? Which is it, Davis? Kind of come out here and love to splatter and love to sprout over on yourself. Who told the details of the report to Cliff and George Davis? Let's listen to Cliff and then we'll listen to George Davis after. But George, we have so much questions to ask about your reporting. Hey.
The report has apparently, and notice I'm choosing my words very, very carefully, because me not see it. Me not have a copy. Yeah? Apparently, the report has...
If you not see it, and you don't have a copy, somebody tell you something. Why you left out a source from X? Or when I tell you, in a journalistic world, Cliff, we know said it's canon not to call with source name unless our source authorize us. But why you left out the part that said a JLP source or a source within the IC told us that?
Found a number of bank accounts. The report has apparently, and notice I'm choosing my words very, very carefully, because me not see it. Me not have a copy. Yeah? Apparently, the report has found a number of bank accounts. Bank accounts where the Prime Minister's name is attached to. Bank accounts that apparently were not declared. And this is where we want to see the report. Why were they not declared?
Let's go over to dear George. George's bowl have more meat on it. So after listening to George's bowl, we'll try to strip the meat away fiber by fiber.
Our sources close to the commission say on August 30 this year, its Director of Investigations, Kevin Stevenson, recommended that consideration be given to charging the Prime Minister for the monies located in 4 accounts at Scotiabank belonging to his father, mother, and a former constituency office manager. 2 of the accounts belong to his mother. 1 belongs to his father, and the other to the former constituency office manager. At the time of the probe by the Integrity Commission, the first account for his mother held a balance of approximately 300,000 Jamaican dollars. The second account for his mother had a balance of 67,000 Jamaican dollars. His father's account had 11,000 Jamaican dollars, while his constituency office manager's account had $823. In total, the 4 accounts red flagged by the Commission held a balance of $384,130. That's Jamaican dollars. The Prime Minister told the Commission he had no personal knowledge of the funds in the 4 accounts. He told the Commission that his name was added to the bank accounts as an emergency contact and he had no direct interaction or knowledge of monies in the accounts.
Stick 1 pin. I want to hear from the audience. Should I play it out first and then go on the issues or tap yes or ask question? No, let me play it out first. Jesus. What a stinging thing.
The Director of Investigation recommended that Holness be charged by way of omission for making a false declaration to the Commission. But a few days later, on September 2 this year, the Director of Corruption Prosecution, Keisha Prince Kamika, said no. She ruled that the Director of Investigations had not presented a strong enough case to support his recommendation for the Prime Minister to be charged. Prince Kamika says while Holness had a duty to declare the sums, there was not enough evidence to support a criminal charge for intentionally omitting to do so. Prince Kamika wrote, quote, "In light of the foregoing, there is insufficient evidence on file to establish that the Honourable Prime Minister, by way of omission, made a false statement in his statutory declarations for the period ending December 31, 2021, as it relates to the BNS savings. Accordingly, no charges are to be laid." End quote. Our sources say the Director of Corruption Prosecution supported her finding with case law. Prince Kamika said the Prime Minister's explanation for the omission appeared greater than any suggestion he intentionally did not include monies in the 4 accounts in his 2021 statutory declarations. Prince Kamika reportedly wrote, quote, "In accordance with the principles outlined in Regina versus Jones and Wicker, where the prosecution would again be challenged to establish that the omission was intentional, as required for the knowingly element of the offence, in the face of even greater support for the explanation which has been provided." End quote. Prince Kamika wrote that additionally, no evidence had been presented to contradict the Prime Minister's explanation in his response to the Commission or to suggest use of the accounts beyond the stated purpose. Our sources say the Integrity Commission's Director of Investigations had also raised concern with the Prime Minister's purchase of shares from a financial institution. However, no adverse recommendation or referral was made concerning that purchase, which the Prime Minister insists was above board. Nationwide sources say the Integrity Commission revealed in its report that prior to its recommendation concerning monies in the 4 accounts, it had hired an international forensics investigator to review the Prime Minister's financial affairs. We are told that the foreign-based investigator worked on those matters for about 6 months. It's understood the investigator reported to the Commission that he had found nothing untoward or illegal in the Prime Minister's financial affairs. The Prime Minister's 2021 declarations have so far not been certified by the Commission. It's believed that the Commission's probe into the 4 accounts, 2 belonging to his father, 1 belonging to his mother, and the other to his former constituency office manager, stood in the way of the certification. George Davis for Nationwide News.
Whoa, what a gameplay. What a role play from Nationwide. There's a lot to go through in this piece of reporting, but I'm going to keep it one to Keisha and Paula, them two dancehall gal there. I'm going to keep it to the Prime Minister, his mother, his father, whoever he may be, his campaign manager, and the bank accounts, the IC and its investigation. What a load of twaddle. Who will we start on first? Keisha and Paula. We don't expect any better sound. We can see how Andrew a fight hard to keep Paula. Because even if Keisha come out and say, let's prosecute him, Paula can overrule Keisha. Paula and Keisha, what a justice system. We all became aware in the last few months from February to now how much Paula make the justice system waste because of her corruption and shoddy dealings. So both Paula and Keisha always are going to make up a way. Faith, talk is say, Andrew no have no question for answer. We're aware of that, Keisha and Paula. But to Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party, twice in a 4-year cycle, you have been referred to for prosecution. That alone speaks loudly of your integrity, win, lose, or draw. That alone speaks loud. Twice. 2022 and this year. The accounts, Prime Minister. One answer from you bothers me. That your name was put on those 4 accounts for the purpose of emergency contact, Prime Minister. If that is true, and we believe nationwide swindle narrative, I am not so sure why it would spark such an investigation if you're just an emergency contact, Prime Minister, on the account. And I'll go into a bit of explaining why it don't make sense, that explanation, or for the integrity to pursue that. Cut off the press, what Mrs. Sharon Pate, Ladybug, to pursue that paying for foreign forensic analysis. Less than $250,000. How much did you pay integrity? Lord, what a tongue tie in this one. How much did the Integrity Commission pay an overseas forensic team to look into those 4 bank accounts where they're telling us that the financial balance in all those 4 accounts is less than $500,000 Jamaican dollars? But let's look into the ways that your name can be on account. It can be on account as a joint holder. Your name can be an account as a joint holder, something which you have to go to the bank to do, you can be on an account as a beneficiary. You do not necessarily have to be aware if you're on an account as a beneficiary. It's up to the person if they want to tell you that you're a beneficiary on their account. You can be a second card holder on an account. But being on an account as an emergency contact, right, let me go other ways. If you're a joint holder on account, you also have access to the money based on the dealings of the bank, whether one of you can withdraw money or both of you have to withdraw money. If you're a joint card holder, both of you can withdraw money. If you're a beneficiary on the account, in the instance of the account holder's death, then you becomes that beneficiary. However, if you're on a person's account as an emergency contact and say that person has died, you don't necessarily, or in law, as the emergency contact on the account, have legal access or entitlement to the money, because after death, what is kicked in is beneficiary or next of kin. Where a beneficiary is not named on the account, then it goes down to a legal next of kin, and if there's a will, it's dispersed within the will. If there isn't, then it goes through the administrative probate of the court before ownership or disbursement based on legal next of kin, which first goes to your marital partner. Then, if you're not married, to your children. If you have no children, to your parents. If your parents are dead, to wider extended family. And that's how it goes. But if it's just for emergency contact, Prime Minister and the Integrity Commission, Cliff Hughes and George Davis, want to clear up why money would be spent on such a broad investigation just for that purpose. That don't make sense. That piece of narrative that wanna put out there, it really does not make sense. One of the things that we would want to know if the IC in their hiring of forensic make sure this particular investigation was done, that from the time the account had been opened, all 4 accounts, to when the IC became aware of them, did the forensic look at the money flow through the account over the account lifespan? Or have you just looked at the balance of the account that the Prime Minister's name was attached to? However, the report not open yet, we not see the detail, but we're asked based on the narrative that JLP give Cliff and CVM to put out there. We want to know if how much on a pay a forensic team to investigate less than $500,000. How much did you all pay an international forensic team to investigate less than $500,000? Or Was there something broader to investigate? Was there movements of money in the account that red flag in order for you to employ such over less than $500,000 because the Prime Minister steal a whole heap? And is that the only, but then again, the Prime Minister shares when by one of their investigate. Did you investigate the source of that money also? But this is how it go with Keisha and Paula. Keisha and Paula job is to make sure Andrew is not justice. This can find merciless against the Jamaican people purse from the time when he was at Ministry of Education to now. Now we know about the accounts. We have been told about the balance. What we want to know is the life cycle of the account. That is important for money laundering purposes and accountability purposes. I wonder how much dormant account Juliet have out there when nobody don't know about, because it's a cult. Warren Reid was doing the same thing. Warren Reid is Andrew Holness's body. Warren Reid is the Jamaica Labour Party's body. That's why it's important, beat and teach. The Integrity Commission tell you, with them forensic galanging, if something goes off with you, did they look at the cycle of the account? Because that is, if you come across that and you think you need to do that type of investigation, then you want to look at the life cycle of the account. I wonder if the FBI them with the law degree, the police them with the law degree, because that's who FBIs are. Police with a law degree or a CPA based on certain high-level investigation with them. I wonder if the law degree and the CPA police them are going to sue the government. I wonder if them are going to sue Keisha and Paula to keep letting off the Prime Minister. This is where it gets nasty. Because don't forget that Mark Golden was a part of writing the Integrity Act. But the PNP helped to stitch us up with the gag clause as well. Because before Andrew implemented it in 2017, he stitched up the gag law with PNP support, because that time, under Dr. Phillips, they had majority. They had substantial voice and vote in the parliament. They all stitched us up. To the point now, the same nonsense were created to investigate them and prosecute them. It's just bound up in cycles and circles. All them do is just create a cat fight between the public and the government or politicians. Because dog without teeth is but a barking dog. The easy joke word, wagwan. Dog without teeth is but a barking dog. The JLP supporter them have massive problem with the Integrity Commission. That's not the problem I have. I don't have the partisan problem that they have. The problem that I have with the Integrity Commission is their job meaningful? Can they do their job without interference? And with all these investigations, if we're just going to get a pussyfooted fluff of words at all time, not enough evidence, we have looked in law, we have case law to support, and all of the things that Keisha and Paula. Nobody in the dancehall community don't want to sing a song about Keisha and Paula. All of what Keisha and Paula can come up with, them come up with it. So as long as Keisha and Paula is there, this prime minister will never get the chance to be placed in front of a judge for a juror to decide if this prime minister is corrupt, or a judge decide based on the evidence. The justice blockers, such as Keisha and Paula, the justice blockers, such as Keisha and Paula, this prime minister will never see his day in court. This prime minister will be always on the loop, come hell or high water, because him have him loyalists everywhere to protect him. So the question is the Integrity Commission worth what's really written on paper? We need to start asking the questions about these office holders and offices that we're paying to investigate, to hold government account. But government can just shut them in their chest and take documents out of them car. And you don't hear gun fire about it other than the one that end up in his chest. I wonder if the Integrity Commission, commissioners and investigators are in fear and on the threat. Just asking. To George Davis and Cliff, who in the Jamaica Labour Party is your source? Because on a claim to say PNP have source in the IC, and uno come out and give us more than what PNP gave us. PNP I'm going to tell us a report coming. But when the report came, Cliff and George, before the report tabled, uno can tell we wait about and we in there. Who in the Jamaica Labour Party? Because Juliet, Colleen, Tam, and Rai get it. Which of the four are one if Andrew knew based on pillow talk what's in the report before it's been tabled in Parliament? What a crime against the people. Let us, though, turn our attention over to the destroyers of Portland. Those who have destroyed Portland. One whole parish. We're not talking about a plot of land, you know. We're not talking about a community. We're talking about one whole parish. Take up and get to to Mexican cartels. One whole pack. Take up and give to the Mexican cartels. Let's look at the situation at Happy Grove High School in Portland, and then we'll come back on the other side, given that the parish of Portland, East and West constituency, is being controlled by the cartels.
Entertain our students at the moment because our entire grade 10 block is damaged. The cafeteria area, tuck shop, the labs, all that section where the auditorium is totally damaged. So as a result of that, it is not usable and it's not safe for students to come in at the moment. Students need contact and the space is needed. All the science labs are around there. Physics lab, chemistry lab, bio lab, and as I said, the IT lab. So that section is critical to
operations.
Yes, to operation, as well as the vice principal offices, the libraries there, or reading room is there. That entire section is damaged. So at present, without something being done there, it's impossible for us to actually start school because we wouldn't be able to serve from our tuck shop. The students are already coming into the system not being ready for high school as it relates to mathematics, and we have serious challenges with the type of students that we get. They come with fear for the subject, and the fact that we are out of school, it means that it's less contact time for the students, and if they are already behind the 8 ball with less time, it is definitely going to affect how they actually perform in the subject, because they'll still have their issues and there are still other things that they don't know, and we still have the same number of school days to prepare them to do the exam. So for example, our C6 students will have less time to prepare because, as you might know, the C6 timetable is already set. So the number of days that we lose will actually impact the student in a negative way. Because if the grade 10 get less days, it simply means that there's something that they would not have done moving into grade 11. And if you go to grade 9, the same thing. So they'll move, it affects every single year group. The fact that they are not in school when school is supposed to have started.
So as the head of the mass department, what are your remedies? How you plan to navigate that? Especially for C6?
We are planning some Saturday classes for the students and also some after school classes. However, we have challenges with after school because of where the students are from, the distance from the school and the poor transportation problem within the area. So if you ask students to stay for an hour after school for classes, they might have challenges reaching home because most of the vehicles are here for dismissal. So when they fill up and leave, it is difficult for a student 1 hour after to get something to go home. And some of the students are from West Portland and in the hills, so they have to get into Port Antonio so that they can catch another transportation to go up. We have students as far as from Yallas, and so they have to go, they leave here, they go to Mark, they have to get something else to go, and even when they go to Yallas, sometimes they have to go in the hills. So to be sure, they want to be out there as school dismissed to get the first thing to move, so it affects after school programs. And when you think about the Saturdays now, sometimes you'll have a small number who can actually come because the economics of the area, because a lot of persons outside of Eastern Jamaica don't understand that this is still one of the poorest part of the country, because we don't have anywhere that employs a lot of individual, especially low skilled people. So people live from day to day, and they don't have a lot of additional resources to actually help with programs to help the students who have deficiencies. Starting the week of the 15th, we will have enough classroom space to accommodate 4 year group per day.
They call it A group.
Year group meaning...
A year group?
Yeah, 4 year group per day. So what we'll do is grade 10 and 11, that's the CSEC and the next CSEC group. They will be here every day along with the grade 7. And then we're going to rotate the grade 8 and 9. So if grade 9 come on Monday, grade 8 come on Tuesday, grade 9 then come back on Wednesday, and then grade 8 come on Thursday. So it's going to be a 3-2 system between the 8 and the 9 because we are short of one entire block. We have 6 classrooms which are out. And the fact that we don't have any other area to accommodate that another year group, we can't keep them here as you realize the rain. So we don't have anywhere to keep them. So we'll actually just rotate 8 and 9 until something is done. Our plan is that for next week we are inviting, so for each year group, we're inviting both parents and children in. So Monday when grade 8 comes, it's not just a student, the parents will be here. So on Tuesday the same. So that these parents have an understanding of how we are going to approach until things get better. You might notice sometimes your phone just call because we don't have good phone service much as in internet service in this era. So we're having phone challenging plus internet challenging. So you see, at the moment it was a little better before the storm, but since the storm it's terrible. And not even digital doesn't work well anymore since the storm. So in terms of connectivity, online cannot exist.
So we don't even think about online class?
No, because that can't exist in our reality.
Any particular concerns being raised by staff though in terms of going forward?
Well, the same concerns that I have in terms of how long will they take to get this done, how long our students will be out of school, and that is why they're in total agreement that once they make it safe and we bring in those 4 groups, we can work like that on a daily basis and ensure that we have our students being getting instruction.
A number of challenges based on my observations were pre-burial.
Yes.
I mean, what measures based on those?
The school is 125 years. Not much maintenance has been taking place. Maintenance yearly is really a drop in the bucket. Cannot really take care of the buildings, especially based on our location. We're located right in front of the sea. A lot of sea north affects the physical structure. And so we, as a school, we have been trying to ensure that we keep it looking a certain way. Then we lost a section of the school to heavy rains and we had to shut it down. We made the necessary information, made it available to the ministry. Our regional office tried their best. They had actually gotten the funds to work on RV Hall and the admin block, which is also leaking. The fund. The storm came and affected the auditorium and did further damage to RV Hall as well as the C block, and so it became a bigger project which the regional office could no longer keep on their table, so it was given to NET to take care of it.
How much money do you think is the budget to maintain the school for a year?
I need at least $2 billion.
Million?
Yes.
At least $2 billion?
For maintenance only, and I'm talking about the physical structure. I'm not talking about equipment maintenance. I'm talking about just the physical structure. If I'm to paint this school for one of the blocks only, I can recall last year I painted the back of the C block and RV Hall, and I spent over $1 million in terms of material and workmanship, because no one is willing to go up very high for us at just a measly sum of money. You have to pay them. So the higher they go, is more money they charge.
What is the allowance? What is the nature of the allowance?
Currently, we're getting $500,000 for the year to maintain this, and this is not the entire school. The school field is offshore. It's down in the other community. You would have passed it on your way coming up.
$500,000 outside the school fee.
Yeah, and that cannot maintain this. Cannot.
I don't think how we approach education in Jamaica, we do it equitably. And what I mean by that is that we send the best students to the best schools, and we give the best schools better resources. And if Jamaica is going to change in terms of our educational outcomes, it can't be like that. Because schools have to be given what they want. In terms of, for example, if you know you send students here with these deficiencies, put systems in place and give the supports that is needed. So it can't be that you expect us to bundle 60 students who are not numerate or literate in a class, 35 or 40, because studies have shown that students with severe disabilities or deficiencies, the smaller the groups are, is the better the teacher will actually reach them. You have to bear in mind that we can't have students who are coming to school 10 o'clock for 8 o'clock school. They already have challenges, and there's nothing that is being done to improve transportation of students within the local. And our students are traveling 30 miles, 25 miles to get to school.
Transportation is different, that is.
Definitely.
And I'm sure these concerns would have been raised with the authorities before.
They are aware.
From education to
Look here, you see when they were working on the road, we had they have demonstration because the students could not get to school, and when they leave school they reach home 9 and 10 o'clock at night. So the ministry is aware, and we don't get the support. We don't think we get enough support from this, the powers that be. Because if we have the Minister of Transport as being such a powerful man in the country, he's the MP for West Portland, his wife is the MP for Eastern Portland. Why we couldn't get 2 school buses in Portland? And he knows of the problem.
What a disgrace. I mean, what a disgrace. Many of our schools across the country is in that derelict condition. You can see the stress, Sandra Ellis, Wagon. You can see the stress on the principal's face. But you heard from the head of maths. The ministry is aware. The Minister of Transport and Technology, you hear they can't even get phone reception. And them hand over the entire parish to. All of them is aware. And you want to tell me, between Ministry of Education and the 2 MP, no priority could be given to Happy Grove High School. No priority could be given to the rebuilding of Happy Grove High School. So students who already have challenges accessing education is even experiencing excess encumbrance. That government could have done something to alleviate, but has done nothing at all. This government will go run around the country, just run down a Northeast, St. Anne's, use millions to do a politically expedient by-election. Look at the state of our education. This is not the Jamaica Labour Party only, and I'm not talking about what the hurricane has done. The derelict condition of our schools that Britain has left us. The derelict infrastructure that the colonialists has put in place over century ago. We're still battling with those derelict infrastructures. Neither PNP nor JLP don't improve. Hey, then don't look on the road. look upon with water, look upon with light, look upon with hospital. This is not one party fault. I mean, some party thiefer than some party. Some parties corrupt more than some party. But the truth is, Jamaica, we would never be in this position if both parties over the last 80 years weren't corrupt. Both of them have them 80 odd and 80 this and 80 that annual general. Oopsie daisy. Andrea Joan Hamilton Wilson. How you do over yonder there? Is it how do you say it again? We can't even remember. How you do over yonder there? How over yonder there stay? And when Jamaica will ever develop to over yonder there, Andrea? You think Jamaica will ever, under the regime of political cycle back and forth of the uni-party political system in our country, when I run out, then you run in and do pretty much of the same as we heard the PNP singing on the campaign. Move and make me fuck up in your fuck up what, may I ask? People's National Party. A time for to educate the people and stop manipulating them. I'm fed up of it. Time for to educate the people and stop manipulating them. Because all you know how doing is manipulate them to get your votes. So you say over the hot Andrea, Larks, it'll take it one time go in a Brittany and so. Because we know say not Tanya long when you come. And this way vote final people. The destruction of our education, the destruction of our health care, the destruction of our economy, the destruction of our social development, the destruction of wealth creation, which we are not thought of. Therefore, them a keep we in a containment mechanism in order for us to maintain the industrialization of the plantation, such as working in their call centers, working on their farms abroad, brain draining or teachers, working in the hotel industry, spreading bed and serving them when they come to relax and have a wonderful time. That is what we're being trained for. That is where it is going. So if we think to say a PNP under Mount Golden is going to be a knight in shining armor, here they go around the ring, around the ring. It's just going around the ring, my people. It's just going around the ring. We have not had any improvement on the either, neither the Jamaica Labour Party nor the People's National Party. What we do know, though, is both parties over the years and the operatives in both parties over the years has enriched themselves and their circle. That's fact. That's undeniable. Labour could have jumped and toot and hoot. It's true. PMP could have jumped and toot and hoot. It is true. We, though, the people, are left in the same third world, undeveloped, back-a-wall, zinc fence situation. Look at our town centers across Jamaica. Look at them. Look at our hospitals across the country. Look at our schools across the country. Look at your roads across the country. Look at accessibility to water across the country. Look at the employability across the country. Show me where one is better than the other. Since the days of Michael Manley and Seaga, show me the improvement under these so-called black leaders. PJ, Portia, Bruce, Andrew, show me. Worrell Reed enriched himself, though. So did Grace McLean, so did PJ, so did Portia, so did Omar Davis. They've all enriched themselves. I see those at the South St. Andrew or the St. Andrew constituency conference, Angela Brown Burke and that multimillionaire, Anthony Hilton. Have you seen the states of the roads in Anthony Hilton and Angela Brown Burke constituency? Have you seen the state of the schools in Angela Brown Burke and Anthony Hilton constituency? Have you seen the state of the road in Andrew Holness constituency? Have you seen the states of the schools and the health clinic in the Prime Minister's constituency? Have you? Have you really seen them? And can you trust that any of your political what's it or others are going to do anything meaningful for you? Show me what they have done. Both Labour and PNP have sucked the lifeblood out of Jamaica people. Show me what either have done for us. You measure all the things that we rely on, and you tell me if they have done anything. It's a disgrace. It is a disgrace, I can tell you. But Drive Time London will be on 6 p.m. UK time, 12 noon your Eastern time. It will be on the Global TV studio, 358. The link, come you don't want to come ask me again, so me never see Drive Time London. The link for Drive Time London is already created. It is pinned in the top of the chat. If you want to tune in to Drive Time London in the next few hours, you can hit the link in the top of the chat and subscribe or register yourself. Turn on your notification. So when Drive Time London goes out in the next few hours, you are being notified. Me no want nobody come ask me, say, oh, me never see Drive Time London. Drive Time London is back, but it's on the Global TV Studio 358. The link to Studio 358 on the show coming up for this evening is pinned in the top of the chat. If you hit that now, it takes you right there. Let me see if anybody in a comment has said anything. Because we're going to continue the discussion on the nationwide narrative what the nationwide have put out to try and pull wool over our eye, Norman Ferguson. Like, it's all right with the Prime Minister. It's not all that bad. It's just a mishap or blah, blah, blah. No. It's corruption. It is crime. The Prime Minister has been caught in all sort of swindle. The Prime Minister has been caught in all sort of stealing from the Prime Minister time at Ministry of Education to now on his second term and his final year. The Prime Minister and his team have not signed the Code of Conduct. The Prime Minister, for 3 years running, statutory declaration cannot be verified. The Prime Minister to date still can't tell me what his assets are and what his net worth are. The Prime Minister has been involved in a lot of slipping, sliding, and dodging when it comes to transparency and accountability of his business and financial dealings. Whatever Cliff and CVM are going to paint, whatever picture they want to paint over Twitter, it's clear as day. This government is the most corrupt we've ever had. This government has been mobbed by investigation. This government has been mobbed by stealing and resignation of corrupt or treacherous government ministers. Remember Dalrymple? Remember Wheatley? Remember Worrell Reed? Remember Grace McLean? We can go on counting them, Prime Minister. Your government and the Holness is a charlatan to our society. The charlatan government of on the Holness, a bunch of crooks and murderers and rapists. Look how much Nigel has done to destroy our economy. And Nigel is running off, but cannot tell us what happened to 1.7 trillion. Nigel also has not faced us with an answer since we became aware that Nigel take away money and us use props up in MP friend them. Props up in MP friend them for his own personal brewer-tourer. Wanna see how it's going, my people? Wanna see the disgraceful party shop of a government? And when you talk, they want to bite off your head. They want to bite off your head. But we're going to come back for Drive Time London, and we are going to go through more questioning with them, because what them a come tell us, the brouhaha nationwide come out with, we know it's their narrative, but we have to tell nationwide. We know it's their narrative, and we're going to show us their narrative. And we're going to show you on a double talk. Because UNO claims that PNP have source. But UNO have more information on the PNP, make it make sense. Make it make sense. UNO can't tell we so much of the details of the report. But UNO still walk and blame other people. So other people I get tip off from the Integrity Commission. So what? Are the PNP them tell UNO the details of the report? Me not get it. Who tell UNO? Whoa, no sir. Bangarang. Naman Ferguson. What a disgrace. But them will come back, come buy on a vote. I don't know I'm going to sell it, you know. Uno are going to sell it when them come back to buy it. But I saw it go, seller, buyer. But me not shut up. And nobody not train me, not teach me how to talk and which party to support or to support any party at all. Because me personally, I don't see any of the two worthy of my support. My support too sensible for these two parties. Where then don't come with policy. Them rather come with bells and guguzela. Me no in it. Join us at 6 p.m. UK time, 12 noon Eastern time for the Drive Time London show. You can subscribe to Global TV Studio now by hitting the link in the top of the chat and join us back later, where we will continue to probe the Prime Minister's latest revelation of hidden accounts and the lies of the Prime Minister, or the fluffing coming from Granny Sus over there. Good morning and good afternoon from Global Television.